when we went up on a Friday that why it was Friday. Now it is, oh my God, will it be a good Monday?
Yeah, I think the news have surfaced back again. This could keep the markets back again to that check.
So no breakout.
So breakouts will happen. So Nikunj, after such a kind of a news flow, if it's just 90 points or 100 points down, it's just the way the markets are absorbing all this.
That's a positive part, Kunal. Crude is up 2%.
Exactly.
Only 2%. So it is a spike. It is not a flare.
Yeah.
With this kind of a news, it should have been a flare. Imagine 20% of the production goes through that strait. That gets choked. Right? Iran has 10% of the total proven reserve, about 5% of the total market share. Why this is not happening is because OPEC has abundant firepower. And OPEC right now has cut production in last 2 meetings. OPEC in the last 2 meetings had cut production. So for headroom for them to supply is great. Second, with just one more point that in India, the inflation basket is central to vegetable. Onion, tomato, oil. So every time an onion prices, tomato prices, egg prices, they go higher, inflation goes higher. That's the seasonal inflation we have. In United States, the core for consumer inflation is energy. If energy prices, they go higher, US inflation will go higher. If US inflation will go higher, that will defeat what Trump is trying to do, which is bring American debt down. So it's an evolving situation. It could just flare up. But if I connect the dots here, it appears to me that America does not want oil to go higher. They're simply trying to show their machoism here.
Yes.
That, we are still the big daddy of the world. That's their approach. But I don't think there is economic sense in what they're trying to do. And that's the reason why US is standing alone. NATO has not come in. They came in for Ukraine. And unlike the last Gulf War where there were allied forces which came together, there is only United States. So I don't think it is not in the favor of United States to really take energy prices higher. That's my limited view. Yeah, Kunal, sorry, I just had a point, so I just.
No, I think it's a very valid point, Nikunj. And looking at the way the markets have been reacting, 100 points, I mean, it just looks like a normal day for the markets. So I think in that sense, I don't expect too much of a volatility as such. The only case in point now, what matters for a short-term trader is how traders are going to carry forward the positions, because this would be the end of the June series and the start of the July series, which will start off this week. So maybe that could be a sort of a signal to watch out for, because over the last 2-3 months, the markets were quite happy in terms of carry forwarding long positions, and that too quite substantial positions both on the index futures as well as on the stock specific futures front. So we just need to see this, that whether the signs of carrying long positions, whether that reduces or not. I think if we just manage to even continue with the trend over the last 2-3 months, that would still indicate that the markets are good to go on the upside.
All right, so that's the take by Kunal. But Sharon, what are you working with this gap down of over 100 points for GIFT Nifty? What do you make out of it, and what are the key levels?
So Shrishti, looking at oil, it gapped up and it's now trading down. Gold is trading below Friday's close. So it clearly gives an indication that it's not such a big scare that the market is making of. The Nifty has a strong support of 24,700. And I think every gap, like I mentioned on Friday, every gap down is an opportunity to accumulate good stocks that were in a strong uptrend but have corrected in the recent downtrend. So it's an opportunity to do an SIP, buy good stocks. You're getting a good chance. And looking at the global market, I don't think it's such a big issue that our markets are going to change a direction. See, the market is overall in an uptrend. And in an uptrend, you have many shocks because of news issues, and it's all observed over a longer period of time. Market is an uptrend. It's a chance to accumulate good stocks at reasonable valuation. If anyone has a trade, I think for Nifty, you should have a strong support around 24,700. And for Bank Nifty, the support is around 55,500. With that, I think you should start accumulating good stocks.
So that's the strategy coming in from Sharan. But Kunal, given the market